I have come to realize that Callie Kaczynski, thank goodness she's actually the news editor, because where would I be without her, my videographer, each and every day that we need to go to action. We're going to
talk. Has that on her resume now, you realize.
Yeah, good luck. Top. Look what it's done for me. Anyway, listen, coming up tonight, right after the Allegheny Health Network program, Medical Frontiers, in which we're going to be talking about stroke. Well, folks, it is Rob Pratte Monday night. We're going to talk about a lot of things, including that interview that went on and on and on with the president and John Dickerson on Face the Nation. We'll dissect it, and we'll talk to Bill Green, our political analyst. He'll be joining me on the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh Newsline. And then the Dick's Sporting Goods Marathon. He is running in the half marathon to support Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Ty Ballou will be with me as well. All of that coming up. Now, tomorrow night, please be here because the Tribeca Film Festival recently taking place in New York. 45 years since The Godfather, my family reunion. They got together, folks, and they're talking all about it, what it was like. We're going to be breaking it all down as we look back at that Francis Ford Coppola motion picture tomorrow night in the 10 o'clock hour, and we'll take your phone calls too. And if you're out and about, fine wine and spirits, Coppola wine. Pretty good stuff. Okay, let's talk about why Washington fans are whining because they can't find a way to beat the Penguins. Marc-Andre Fleury, 67 of 71 shots, 6-1 in the postseason. I still believe he's a great goaltender, but I think hockey, more than anything, as far as the netminders are concerned, it's all about who's got the hot hand.
He's playing well right now. I mean, you can't argue. He's getting a couple breaks or a couple posts behind him. I mean, let's be honest with that. But man, he is playing great, and they've let him on an island a few times. The Caps, the thing is, when the Caps are really bringing it, when they're controlling play, Fleury has found a way to keep the puck out of the net. There was only one time in Columbus, and they got down 3-0, when that Fleury, pardon the term, really got to the Penguins. Most of the times they're able to keep it firm or even get a cheap goal here and there to extend their lead. And they haven't. I don't think they've been the better team as far as carrying play for 120 minutes. I think slight majority of that has been to Washington. They've found a way to make the big plays.
Listen, I hit a turkey on my way to work today, and that's the truth. But there was a guy who was always hitting me with questions, and that was the Goose, as in Goose Goslin. Did he or did he not? You'd be walking down the hall, and he'd say, who won the Vezina Trophy last year? What's the Adams Trophy? What's the President's Trophy? Who won the Stanley Cup? Did he or did he not do that?
He would do that occasionally.
Yes, taught me a lot about hockey. So I do know this, the Vezina Trophy winner last year was Brandon Holtby. He's far from finished. I was watching the #1 Cochrane Showdown last night. Bob Pompiani, Colin Dunlap, the great Chris Mack, and the equally talented Andrew Filipponi. A lot of those guys think it's over. I don't think it's over.
It depends on tonight.
Yeah, well, they haven't played yet.
If Pens get tonight, then it's over. If Washington wins, all of a sudden it's 2-1, and if for some reason they get some breaks and they get a second game in Pittsburgh, then it's a whole different series. That's why everybody was saying, oh, if Game 7 in Washington will be freaking out. Well, actually, the way the series is working so far, if there is a Game 7 in Washington, they're probably feeling really good about themselves.
All right, talk to me about Hornquist, Hainsey, and Kuhnhackl. Are they going to play?
Game time decisions. Hainsey's going to play. Kuhnhackl's going to play. The question marks are Hagelin, Dumoulin, and Hornquist. Hornquist, man, he looked bad, but he was spotted walking into the rink today with no problem. Now, walking and playing are a different thing, but still, maybe there's a chance Hornquist would play. These guys, there's so much punishment on their body. The way they're able to come back is amazing.
The reason I didn't stop because of the turkey, I was going 60 miles an hour. And him from the peanut gallery said, you were going 60 miles an hour? I was known to drive very slow for a long time.
Yes, very slow.
It was always called the Rob Pratte Parade Route. We would just kind of wave as we would go along. Anyway, anything else? Chris Mack's over there. What about the Pirates? Tonight, Cincinnati, just forget about that loss yesterday?
Francisco Cervelli is not going to be on the disabled list, at least not for right now, but they called up a catcher, Elias Diaz, so you wonder what's going to give. You're going to keep 3 catchers for a while?
Hey, Chris, come here. Speaking of catchers,
wheeling on in, Rob.
How about that?
Wheeling on in.
You did a great job last night. You dressed up well, you guys, on the #1 Cochrane Showdown. I was very impressed. And I just kept saying, give me another beer. Maybe I'll be actually able to understand what these guys are talking about.
You should have given us a couple more.
It was very good, though. It was very deep. I didn't know you knew that much about hockey. But this kid in Class A gets the opportunity. I thought he was talking about me. Class A gets called up to the big leagues. How about that? Talk about that.
John Borman, yeah. Well,
the backup.
Yeah, the backup catcher in Single A Bradenton. I mean, that's proximity is it. That's the only reason this guy's going to end up making probably about 60 extra grand this year over what he would have got in the minors.
Robert Mangino is calling me, so I've got to run.
See you.
Okay,
I'll see you guys.
I'll tag me in, Jeff. So, yeah, I mean, they happen to be in Florida. They needed an extra catcher on the roster because of the, he's not on the disabled list, Cervelli, but, Cervelli they didn't want to play him at all yesterday. Chris Stewart was the starting catcher. They needed to have an emergency catcher. They call up John Borman because they can put him in a car, drive him across the state in a couple hours. He got there just in time to pinch hit in the 9th inning, and he's got a story to tell for the rest of his life. He was a major leaguer for a day.
He made an extra $60,000 for that?
Well, because of the way the salary structure works in the collective bargaining agreement, he's probably making a couple grand a month in the minors. Not much at all, really.
Yeah.
And because he got that one day in the major leagues, he gets a certain minimum for a certain amount of time, and the way it works out, he'll probably end up making, instead of 18 grand this year, probably end up making about 65, 70 grand. So my math's a little bit off, but he'll do much better this year. He's going to take everybody out to, no more Hardee's on the road trips for John Borman.
Garrett Cole goes tonight. He and Jack Zarinzik, the pregame, and then, of course, all night long. He never leaves. He'll give you all you need.
The only man here more than me is Rob.
That you need to know about Pirate baseball. Have a great night. Allegheny Health Network program, Medical Frontiers. We'll tell you more about that in a moment, coming up tonight at 7.